You're listening to The Parallel Paths, a podcast designed to elevate your mind, body, and spirit so that you can get everything you want out of life. The only question is, are you ready? Welcome back to the Parallel Paths podcast. I'm your co-host, Makita Moore.
I'm your other co-host, Blair McClendon.
And we're back for another special week of the podcast. And this week we are joined by a special guest, Mr. Cameron Copeland.
Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you for letting me be with y'all today.
We appreciate it. So go ahead and tell our listeners who you are, what you're about.
I'm Cameron Copeland. I'm an entrepreneur through Paxful. I trade Bitcoin at a low percentage and sell it at a high percentage. So any questions about that? My backstory is I used to work a 9-to-5 and I quit. I quit after finding Paxful and learning how to trade and everything. So,
So that's a real thing because I feel like a lot of people, they see a lot of these influencers on social media. They're like, oh, you should quit your day job and start trading.
Yeah.
And people are like, that's a scam. But that's a real thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a real thing. I actually started through Forex, which is actually harder to do than Paxful. Forex is like monitoring like the ups and downs of the stocks and stuff like that to actually get money from it. Paxful is like a day thing. You actually get money the same day that you invest. So I started just like everybody else, Paxful, learning pips and having to monitor it, and I still had to keep my job because it just wasn't. It was for longevity, and I was looking for something that could give me money like at that point in time, same day, like a job. So when I found Paxful, my whole world changed. So most people are afraid, but I mean, I think you have to take risks. You have to be able to take risks to be able to jump out and say, you know what, I got this. It's hard, but once you jump, once that freedom of, hey, I get to do what I want to do, it's different. It's different. There's no going back. I will never work for another person again, unless it's myself. So yeah,
energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Energy, dog. That's what I'm talking about.
Congrats.
So I definitely want to dive more into the spiritual aspect of kind of what you were just hitting on. But before we get to that, a lot of our listeners may or may not be familiar with crypto. So kind of talk to them a little bit more about that space and why that's something that people should be putting on their radar and trying to actually get into the space now.
Crypto right now is really the hottest topic of everybody's conversation, only because towards the end of the year, banks are about to be more their terms and conditions are about to change. And how I like to look at it is, if I'm making a sale with you, right? I want to conduct business with just you. With banks, that's considered a third party. So if I want to send you some money through our banks, it's not solely just me and you. It's me, you, and the bank. With crypto, it's me and you. If I send it to your crypto address or you send it to my crypto address, that's literally just me and you. We don't have to go through anybody. There's no fees to send it to you. It's literally nobody else knows our transaction. And with crypto, you can be there with Bitcoin. I mean, you can start buying things through it like regular. Like if you wanted to go buy something off Amazon, you can buy it with crypto. You don't have to use the money in your bank account. You can send it through crypto. They're starting to switch over things like that, and I think it's because a lot of banks they can't control sales. So if I send you a lot of money, because they don't get any money from that, or they don't know, what is the transaction like? Why are you sending him this money?
Mm-hmm.
That's what banks want to know. They want to be in your business, like, because they need to know, well, we need to use your money that you're sending in the bank with us to go put over here so we can invest in this. All we seeing is digital. When you log into your account, you see digital. It's not really there. It's
Right.
digital. So with crypto, it's there. It's not going nowhere. Can't nobody take it from you. The banks are able to close your account and send you all your money in a check and not tell you why, legally. With crypto, you can't do that. You can't come in my wallet.
You are the bank.
I am the bank. So that's just one thing to think about when it comes to crypto. You want to own your own money. You want to say, hey, nobody can take this from me. And I don't trust the banks. So,
and I think one thing that we have to look at right now too is how we look at money and what we give value to.
right.
So like with crypto and some of these coins that are already valued over the US dollar,
Right.
it's like we as a people are again discounting our power and what we put our energy into. So if we all choose to say, hey, no, we're going to put our money into a Cardano or an XRP or a Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever the coin may be, and this is going to be what we circulate when we're making transactions.
Right.
That's within our
Totally
power.
up to you. Right. Right. Definitely.
So do you see banks becoming involved in crypto?
It's gonna be hard for them to become involved. Because like I said, if I have on Paxil, if I have an address, this is mine. I don't have to give it to anybody. It's hard for the bank to be the third party, so to say. Because you don't need them. You don't need to control it. So I see banks kind of like not being around.
Like you don't think like Wells Fargo, they're like, okay, we're gonna come out with our own coin.
They may, but who's gonna buy it?
I was just gonna say, who's gonna buy it? They're not providing any value.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No value.
You're just reaching in our pockets.
Right.
Sitting on our money and trading it on our behalf, making interest money off of it. So I mean, even when we look at,
I am the bank with my own coins.
We are the bank. So even looking at it from that perspective,
exactly.
Let's say a typical savings account versus you investing in crypto. In a savings account, you typically get less than 1% interest back on your money. You put it in a crypto, on average, at a minimum, you're getting at least 7 to 8%, and much higher depending on what you're staking.
Right.
But it's just some things that we need to look at as a community.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So would you rather your money sit in the bank doing nothing for real, or would you rather have it in escrow building when you sleep?
Right.
That's the difference. Yeah, I was just telling Blair the other day, my friend, he had $60,000 in his account. The bank closed it, didn't tell him why, and legally they can do that. And they told him they would send his check with his money in the mail 3 weeks from now. So you telling me you literally just took all of my funds, all right? Thank God he had another, bank account or other funds where he could still move about. But you're telling me you can literally shut everything down, not tell me why, legally.
Right.
Not to wait for my funds in the mail? Yeah, that's crazy. And it's legal.
What?
Oh, yeah. And no reason behind it. Just one day I wake up, try to use my card. They tell me, I have to come in the bank. I go in the bank to verify that it's me trying to use everything. And they're like, oh, no, we're going to close your account. Okay, why? Oh, we don't have to tell you that. But you'll get a check in the mail.
See.
You think I'm going to trust another bank? I can't do that. Put my money in escrow. You wild.
See, I had the idea the other day. I'm like, I feel like it's not going to be long before I pull my money out of my banks.
Yeah. Because even, like, say you have a savings, once again, you can take your savings right now and go put it in escrow or in Bitcoin or in any other coin that you got a lot of Apple products, buy a stock in Apple, because sitting in your bank account isn't doing anything but helping the bank.
Right.
That's it. It's not helping you, it's helping them.
Mm-hmm.
Become your own bank, help yourself.
Yeah.
Why not?
How long had it been since you first started trading or buying currencies before you started really, or before you're able to quit that 9 to 5 and, you know, you're able to get a steady income coming in?
Because I started with Forex, I learned that within a demo, and I was probably generating maybe like $200 a day. I was truck driving before that, making about 160 a day.
Mm.
So it was like, so I could sit home and make $200 a day? Let me do that. So once I started like really getting into it, Forex, it was like, okay, the money was coming in. It was still scary. It was still like, I don't know, because with Forex you could lose money as well. So I was in this state of making and losing at the same time. So it kind of made me fall back. But then through mutual friends and family, I figured out how to work Paxful. Came across Paxful, and when I came across Paxful, like I said, my whole life changed. And I quit the job. Like it was a confident feeling. Like, oh yeah, no, bye, see you guys. Because of just figuring out how to make money that same day and make over 200. So I was making roughly, when I started, 600 a day.
Wow.
So right. So going from going to getting up every morning at 5, not coming home until 5 p.m., got 10, 12-hour shifts, and making 160 a day to 200 to 600. Yeah, I was like, bye. Yeah, bye, guys.
No more trading time for money.
Yeah.
I'm trading money for money now.
Right. And when it was literally taking me from like 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. to make it.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're talking about more hours of sleep, more, you know what I mean, more time to invest in myself, figure out what I wanted to do, you know, in life, as far as just to continue to create revenue for myself. So that's when I came up with the clothing line too, real life clothing line. So now, so all my extra money, all my, you know, it's either going in stocks or it's going towards my business. And I feel like that's how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. I would say, so I know, because we're kind of in a circle. I did Forex before. I did with like a trading group. It was kind of like the network marketing situation.
Right.
And when I first went to like the orientation, I was like, this is how I'm gonna make a lot of money.
Right.
And then of course the doubt started coming. People were like, oh, it's a scam, you know, get out.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if you don't put any work to learn it, then yeah, you're gonna be wasting your money. But the amount of money that I made so quickly, and it definitely was an invaluable lesson. That's what then led me to like, or I had some Bitcoin before that, and then I got into the Forex. And then I was like, I started getting so money hungry, so money focused. I was like, let me kind of step away from this. And I was focusing on school. But I've been having that itch to kind of get back into it. But I do realize that the Forex does take a little bit more time and effort to be kind of watching your phone. And then, you know, I'm not ready for that. But I definitely have my cryptocurrencies that I hope to focus in more. But it definitely, I want people to know that it's a legit thing. So many people thought it was a scam when I first started talking about it. But, you know, any type of foreign exchange, currency exchange, or crypto stuff like that is real. And speaking of this, like, what % of the population of the Black community do you feel like is involved in, like,
with crypto?
Yeah.
1%.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like 1%. I don't think. Like I said, it's the risk factor, and because majority of Black people, we don't really take the time to understand money, or we wasn't taught financials is like, you know, credit. A lot of people wasn't built off of that. So it takes a little more learning, a little more diving into it, a little more. And like they like to say, Black people don't read. So you're not willing to put in the work, then it's not going to work for you. But if you're willing to dive into it, read up on it, if you're willing to change your life, if you want to change it, you want to get out of your situation, yeah, I definitely would say dive into it. Forget the scams, forget the whatever else is in the back of your head, because without risk, there's no process, there's no moving forward anyway. And I feel like everything moves forward if you want to grow anyway. That's how I came up with real life. These arrows and everything, it's moving forward. So it's scary, but it's worth it in the end. Because like I said, I went through like doing Forex. I was like, man, I'm not doing this. I stopped Forex like maybe 5 to 6 times. Like it's not fast enough, especially when I first lost money. Like I made money, then I lost it. It's like, wait a minute. Like what? It's like I made 200, then I lost 300. Like how did that work? So yeah, it's definitely a risk. It's definitely a risk factor. But like I said, if you dive more into it, if you dive more into wanting it to change your life, like you said, you was into it, you kind of step back because you do get that little money hungry feeling like, oh snap.
Like at 3 a.m.
Yeah, like what? Now you calculate what you can do, you calculate the future, calculate paying your bills, and then it kind of doesn't happen like that. So that's how I had to dive into something else. I had to figure out something else that was more beneficial for what I needed or what I wanted in life. So yeah, so currency, yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather that be my 9 to 5 than actually going to help somebody else get rich. Right.
Yeah.
Definitely feel it. So I guess on the spiritual level, I know we talk about betting on yourself and kind of putting that trust into the universe to make sure that things are going to work out in a divine time and how they're supposed to. Kind of talk us through that. Like, would you consider yourself a spiritual person? And if so, like, what's that been like for you?
I'm definitely spiritual. I try to go through energies, feel my way through a certain situation, rather than overthink it. I feel like overthinking puts you in predicaments that you don't really have to be in. Like the risk factor. If you overthink it, you're never gonna do it. So when I feel it, it's like a gut feeling, or I feel the energy. Even when I was introduced to you, there was an energy, there's an aura, there was something that it was like, nah, this is a good connection, beneficial connection, a connection I feel like, it can grow from something. So with Paxful, with Forex, with everything that I did or invested into, it was a gut feeling. Like I said, it's scary at first, but if you feel like it'll take you somewhere, I think why not go with it, go with the flow, keep it moving. So yes, on the spiritual level, I mean, you pray about things, you think about things that may get into your way, because I feel like I do that too. I think about the good, and then there's the bad rushing in, like, oh my God, what if this doesn't work? What if I can't move? Like, what if I don't make money next week? All of that comes in because I'm human. But I go back to, I've made it this far. I look back on my past and say, nah, I can't go back. There's no way. There's no way I made it this to go back to anything I was doing before this. So I think that just keeps me in line, and I've been blessed enough to continue to meet people that aligns with where I'm going. And it's a blessing all around. It's just been a blessing. It's been a journey. It's been something that I will never not say thank God for. Like, thank everyone who, came into my life and is helping this journey to continue. So, like you guys, thank you guys. I appreciate this a lot.
Likewise.
But
But I was gonna say too, just being an entrepreneur and having the spiritual side to you, like, what are some things you do to stay balanced? Because as an entrepreneur, you wear a lot of hats, and like you said, you are the bank, so busy man.
Right, definitely. That's crazy. It's weird. Sometimes I'll work out but it's not like a real workout, maybe like 15 minutes at the most. And that's where all my brainstorming comes from. Within that 15 minutes, I might sit and meditate and just take in everything that I've accomplished. And that, I think that's what pushes me to keep going. Like I said, to just look back and see my journey and just appreciate it, sit back and appreciate what I actually do have, be grateful for what I'm in at the moment. Not overthink it. So I do a lot of meditating, and then like I said, that 15-minute workout, that's where I'm at with it. The different hats it's like juggling. Like here, you want to do this today, you want to be over here today. So it's a lot of knowledge out there, and I don't know. I kind of just do it like Nike, I just wake up and like, hey, let's figure out what another way to make money. So crypto is great, crypto is good, but I still want to dip into a lot of other things to continue that revenue, continue that cycle of my money making money for me.
Oh yeah, it's all about multiple streams.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it sounds like you get a lot of leverage from your past, like your past accomplishments.
Yeah.
You to continue to go forward even when those days are tough.
Right.
And that's definitely a spiritual component too. And I think for a lot of people, like, we have to realize that the doubt is going to be there, especially when you're doing something that's like right, because most society isn't. So you're going to feel that doubt. You're going to feel, you're going to feel that doubt when you're going into something big. And it's important for you to follow your spirit, because when you do, just like Cameron, it's going to lead you in that direction. You're going to fall and flow. You're going to connect with the right people. But a lot of us live so scared, and we try to live these little cookie cutter lives that someone wrote for us before, that they're miserable living, but then we feel like we're still supposed to accept that misery. So it's awesome to see another person, and even like sometimes we might not even identify as spiritual people, but we are practicing spirituality in that we're listening to our intuition, and we're like, you know what, let's go for it, and that right there, taking that risk, taking that jump into the unknown, that's spirit right there. Hey, Parallel Podcast listeners. If you're looking to learn more about building a strong mindset and deepening your meditation practice, join Makita every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time live on Instagram for Makita's meditation and mindset tips. You can also schedule a free consult by visiting the link in her Instagram bio at Makita Smiles. And for all things health and wellness, check out Blair's site, 3layerswellness.com, for products, services, and resources. And if you're looking to establish or enhance your business online presence, don't forget to check out thebonafideagency.com for assistance with websites, logos, graphic designs, and more. You can find all of this information in the show notes as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Sorry, go ahead, Blair.
No, if you had a question, go ahead.
So I know you said that crypto isn't the only thing that you're doing. What are the other things that now that you have this steady income coming in, you have opportunity to be creative? What other ways are you channeling that activity?
I created Real Life, Shop Real Life. So it's Real Life apparel, and I'm trying to dive into the resale industry. My brother, he has an actual clothing line, so I kind of try to use his blueprint, kind of like switch it up a little bit. But I have dove into that because I like fashion. My mom, she's owned 3 boutiques, so I've always been around it. And I'm just trying to take some of this money that I've been making through crypto and do something with it that creates another income for me.
Mm-hmm.
But so Shop Real Life, and I actually have an Instagram for that. It's called Shop Real Life with 1 L. So people can follow me on there and just kind of watch the growth happen because it's coming soon.
Awesome. And we'll be sure to put that link in the show notes as well. So it sounds like you grew up around entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Like what were your thoughts about that when you were a kid versus, now as an adult?
My mom definitely was the entrepreneur. Her hustle never stopped. I used to watch her growing up selling purses out of her trunk. She used to take us and she used to be selling, like I'm talking about all day until the trunk was empty. She sent me to school like on Valentine's Day with bears and candy and stuff to sell. And I would go to school and come back empty handed because I would sell every little thing. I used to tell myself, like, Mom, I could sell the sun to an African. Like I could sell ice to someone in Alaska. Like, you know what I mean? Because she's just watching her. It just kind of push that hustle, push that entrepreneurship on me. She did it with my little brother. She did it with my older brother. And like I said, she had boutiques. She owned 3 boutiques. And she had each of us in one, just learning the business side of things, learning that we didn't have to work for, anyone. We could literally make our own money. And I kind of took all of that and was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to sell whatever I want to sell. So growing up after high school, I was working in the mall, and I was, my mom had these sunglasses. She used to get all these sunglasses for this low, cheap price. And I was like, Mom, I can get these? Like, can I have these sunglasses? Or she's like, oh yeah. I don't need them. Boom, took the sunglasses and was after work or during work, I was selling them like in the mall. I was selling them at Walmart. I was literally like, no, let's make some more money. So I would sell all the sunglasses. She was like, what are you doing with these sunglasses? I'm like, oh, I'm making money. She's like, well, nah, you got to give me a percentage. I'm like, wait a minute. But yeah, so I've literally always been around hustlers, been around entrepreneurs. I don't really even know anybody in my family that works. I don't think everybody kind of makes their own money. So it's pretty cool. I was blessed to be around that and to apply it to my life now.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope. So I know you told me in a personal convo that your mom moved overseas.
Yeah, she lives in Africa. Yeah.
Would that be?
Yeah, she lives in Nigeria.
So we just had a couple on our past couple episodes, and they just moved to Tanzania. So would you mind sharing a little bit more about that experience with your mom moving over to Nigeria and maybe some of the reasoning behind it?
So when we were younger, my mom took a trip to Africa when we were, I want to say I was maybe 13 at the time. She took a trip over there and she just loved it. She loved the culture. She loved the natural sun. That's what she likes to call it.
Wow.
And it wasn't till maybe 7 years ago, she actually moved there to live. So she goes there, maybe she stays out there 2 years, and then she comes back here to visit family for like a year. And then she goes back out there. That's been her journey. She married a Nigerian too. They met over in US though. They met here, but he's a prince, a king, or whatever over there, whatever. But they own land. They actually own a lot of land. They built a house out there, and they own a street that has their name together.
Wow.
Which means chosen path or something like that. It's like a Aaliyah and Uzur, but it means chosen path or something like that. And so she's like a really religious. So she goes over there and teaches religion, and she teaches young people how to I guess be entrepreneurs, how to invest in themselves and stuff like that. I haven't really been out there with her to experience what she does, but she always comes back with so many stories and so many tales of how she just loves it. She comes back darker, you know. She's like, this natural sun is just different, you know. This vitamin D is different. I want you guys to come out here. And so she's building a house because she feels like the United States, she doesn't, it's going to be a point in time where she feels like we don't need to be here. She feels like, you know, everybody should move over to Africa when the time is right, when the time is, when we feel like the time is right. She just doesn't believe in this system, the United States, the system, political system, anything. Mm-hmm. So,
what are your thoughts on the system?
A whole nother conversation.
And do we have enough time for that?
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, we've already spoken about. I plan to move to Africa at some point.
Yeah.
So, in the nearest possible future.
Out there, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but out there, like rent, they pay it up for the year, and the price of the average price is $1,200 for the year.
Unbelievable.
It's a no.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. It's different. Real different.
Different, dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You could probably go over there with $10,000 from
and live like
here.
a king.
Yeah, live like a whole king. Like, yes, sire.
And the beauty in cryptocurrency, because the thing is, like, let's say you're in whatever African country, and obviously the amount that each person makes per day, like the average income, is not what it is over here in the U.S. And the U.S. dollar has a lot, translates to a lot more money. But if you're doing crypto, you're still playing on the world stage. So if you're doing crypto in Africa, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing about Cardano. They're trying to bring it to the people who don't have the resources in Africa. So, I mean, to me, that's a very good long-term play when I talk to people about it. And they also use a lot less energy to produce their coin than, say, a Bitcoin. So it's eco-friendly. Plus, you have the aspect of it, like truly trying to help people.
So again, to produce the coin,
it takes energy to make this stuff. Like, it's all on a blockchain. So, like when they have like these farms of just machines constantly mining Bitcoin and these other coins, and so like a Cardano, it's not going to take as much energy to produce.
Oh, so Cardano is the coin, because it's like with all of us kind of moving towards more energy efficient. That's going to be the coin that is good for
one of.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just mentioning that one, but I mean it's it's thousands of coins. So
yeah,
but all of them aren't necessarily energy efficient, conservative, I guess.
Everything is different. Everything is literally case by case.
Interesting. Yeah. Where would you all say like a good place for someone who doesn't know anything about crypto, but they want to kind of get into it before it gets too, I mean, I know it's not gonna be too late because we're still somewhat at the beginning of the whole crypto era. Where would somebody start? Would you suggest a group, or would you not suggest a group?
If I'm gonna speak about my own experience, I'm kind of like Cam. I follow my gut and my intuition. So it's a couple people that I found, like Chicago Bitcoin Bully. There's a guy who talks about NFTs named Naughty. I started following them and a couple other people who just resonated with me and what they were speaking about. And I started learning bit by bit from them without being in the group, and kind of formed my own group with people like Cameron, a couple of my other homies who know the space as well. And I mean, we study the charts and the coins ourselves. We do our own research. And then I have a couple channels on YouTube that I follow as well and get like daily news, and they'll tell me about big updates. That's how I know about the Cardano play. So I think for me, I would say it depends on the person and how they learn best. So I think everybody's different in that perspective as well. Some people might thrive better in a group. I've done a little thing like that before with Forex, like what you guys alluded to. And for me, sending signals and all that stuff is, for one, it's delayed. It's not real time. So
Right.
it's a lot easier for me to communicate more one-on-one with people, like in my own circle, and move it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron, would you say
Yeah. I started off with a copy and paste technique. I would find people that I felt were more experienced in it, and they would give out, like, when I was following them, they would give out these, hey, do this now, this is what we're doing, and they would show in real time. Like, if you caught it when they went on live, you could buy the same stocks or go into to getting certain buying certain coins that would fluctuate, like, within that hour, or within the next day, and you could actually get the profit from there. So I started off with those, but it was sometimes it was hard to catch every one. But that's just how I started learning for myself, doing the copy and paste technique from others. It was easier to understand. I would go through YouTube videos to try to break certain things down, but it was easier to understand it. I felt more comfortable just copying and pasting somebody else's work, basically. It's just easier until I could break it down for myself. So I follow, like, the Robin Hood Killer. That's one guy that I follow. He's really good at it, at breaking down. And if you DM him, he's really good at responding back. So you just gotta find, people that are in your circle, follow certain Instagrams, look up certain YouTube videos, just to help you feel more comfortable with it, because it's still an uncomfortable feeling, but
It's a lot to learn.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. So
a lot to learn.
You can get past that and kind of push forward, and you'll make it. You'll survive the end to start getting some type of revenue anyway.
And I think the important thing for people to realize is, like, this switch is inevitable. The switch to cryptocurrency is happening. So, you either wait forever and then just be stuck, like, wishing you would have got into it, or you get into it now when the opportunities are here, and there's more affordable coins out there, more variety, and do it now, because you don't want to regret it. So.
And it's in somewhat of a bull market right now, which means that it's trending upward. So if you get in right now, it's still at a pretty good entry level, even though the prices may appear high on certain things. There are different altcoins that you can get at a lower price and watch those grow. And I know, even since I've kind of dove back into the space and been way more concentrated on it, and that's just really 2021, my stuff has grown incredibly. I was even looking at some of my assets last night, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy how much this is booming. So I would encourage people to, again, take the risk. And it's not even like saying dump a crazy amount of money. Start with $100. Invest what you don't mind losing.
Right. Yeah, I always say invest that 10% that you go to work the work for. Invest that 10% into crypto, because it's worth it. It's, at least it's not just sitting in your account trying to make that 1%. It's sitting in somewhere else where it can actually build and work for you over time.
And this podcast is all about, our mental health, physical health, and all that as well. How would you say that, now that you're kind of working for yourself, has that improved your mental health, physical health in any way?
Oh, definitely. I used to go to work and want to cry. Like, there's no way I can keep doing this. There's no way my body can keep doing it. There's no, like, I do not want to do this. So mentally, I couldn't think of anything else. I couldn't do it. I didn't want to. My health was like, just eating was different. I was going to work, and because I'm at work, yeah, you have a 30-minute break, but I'm around stuff that I have to eat, not stuff that I want to eat. So yeah, it's definitely different. Now I can choose to wake up and go get a smoothie on my own time. I can choose to, have more time to work out, have more time to study, to, do what I feel like is going to help and benefit myself in the long term, versus, oh, I have to do this because this is just what I'm around. I'm working over here. I had to take a break over here by Pizza Hut or over here by Taco Bell, so that's what I'm going to eat. So it's just definitely different. And like you said, what you eat, it's That's your body. That's your mental. All of that. You are what you eat. I believe that. So the energy level is different. The way you feel around certain people, like it's all different. It's just like if one day you just started to say, I'm gonna drink a smoothie every morning, or I'm gonna eat a salad after like every afternoon. You're gonna slowly see a change in your body. You're gonna slowly see a change in your energy. Slowly see a change in how you think. And if you're constantly seeing the same thing every day, you go to work, you see the same thing every day. What are you changing? Where is the growth in your mental? There is none. You're literally around the same thing every day versus being able to go outside and go downtown and go over here, book a flight over there on your own time and see, different things and spark different creative thinking versus you're already waking up when you go to work. You're already waking up in the past. You wake up like, dang, I gotta go to this job. You just did it yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know. You wake up, you're literally already in a negative thought process. Like, I don't want to be late for work. Like that. You start the day like that versus starting the day on a good note. Hey, I just made money yesterday. Let's see if I can make it again today. Like, it's different. The energy is different. And
it is.
Like I said, I will never go back. I can't do it. I won't do it.
Same, bro. And I mean, even in my situation, I'm like, man, I'd much rather take a couple steps back knowing I'm about to take a giant leap forward than to keep putting my body, like you said, through this constant hell every day. Like I'm waking up and feeling knots in my stomach. Like, I hate this shit. Like, it's got to be a better way.
Right.
So honestly, even through struggles and all, the past 4 years been the happiest 4 years since I was a kid.
Right.
And like you said, it's that flexibility of I'm in control of my time. Like I can control how I continue to get better or what I ingest on all levels. So it's been big.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I commend you on that too. 4 years. That's amazing.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. So Cameron, what is do you have an ultimate vision for either the work that you're doing through real life or just in general, whatever you kind of feel like you might bring to this world? Do you have an ultimate vision for the things that you're working on?
I want real life to be as big as Apple. So this is gonna be like my baby. Real life was created after I actually had the first brand. My first brand I came out with was when I was still working. So all the extra money that I did have was going into it. I was overexhausting myself. But it was called Future World Motivators, FWM. And I felt like I put my heart and soul into it, but it was just some kinks that I had to let go. Somebody else ended up having the name. Like it was crazy. And I sold so many shirts, so many, a lot of things. So I had to do the paperwork first. So with real life, I actually did all the paperwork first. I got the trademark, like I did everything first. So now the footwork is all I need. I just need to get it out. I need the marketing, the detail of that. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this is going to be big. And I'm just focusing on that right now, just with all of the money that I'm getting in from trading. I'm literally putting it all into real life.
That's beautiful. And I tell people all the time, like, if a vision comes to you, that means it's already like happened. Like it's already there. All you have to do is just get in line with it. And even if it doesn't turn out exactly how you initially envisioned, it's still going to lead you to something great because you followed that good energy of inspiration.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And if something doesn't work out, to me, it's not a loss. It's just a lesson and a learning experience that you can apply to something going forward. So I never look at anything as a failure per se.
Right.
It's just always taking that next step. So even with you and your clothing line, this is just the evolved version of that.
Right.
Like it's still the same elements, but it's just in a new form. So
exactly,
keep at it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. So y'all will see it coming soon. The shop Real Life Apparel.
Yeah,
big facts.
For sure. And what made you choose that name, Real Life? Where'd that come from?
I realized in my journey, like it wouldn't be a journey if I didn't keep moving. So the real life, I even designed the logo myself. I just felt like it's real life anything. It's real life drama. It's real life pain. It's real life excitement. It's real life jobs. You know what I mean? Anything that you can put around it or anything that you think of, you can put real life before it because it's happening to you. It's a moment in time where you be like, yo, this is real life. Like, what am I about to do? You know, it's just moments. And every moment can be different. And no matter how different it is, the journey of it is to continue to move forward. So that's literally how I kind of came up with the whole real life thing.
Mm-hmm. I love
Rock
it.
with that.
Yeah. So through the good, the bad, and the ugly, just keep moving forward and
Moving forward.
yeah, and being present. That's a big thing I've been working on is being present in life and really enjoying the moments, you know, rather than wait for the outcome, but just enjoying the moments in between.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Being real life grateful.
Mm-hmm.
You see, real life grateful, like in the moment, like, because it was times where, you know, I didn't have anything. I was struggling, you know, but I had to be grateful in the moment because it's always somebody out there that's going through something different. You know what I mean? It's maybe worse than what you're going through. So just being, having that gratitude in the moment, just thanking everybody or anybody or yourself that you have a second chance in changing it. You have the strength to change it, the energy, the your thought process of being able to say, hey, you know, I can get out of this or I can change this or, you know, I'm grateful for this because of this. I don't know. That's just real life. That's real life.
I love that. All right, Cameron, is there any last things you would like to share with our listeners? Any, you know, key insights or maybe books or anything like that that has been pivotal in your own personal journey?
What is let me I literally just had the book. Let's see, hold on. Let me see if I can. There is a book. There's a book called The Four Agreements. I think everyone and anyone should read that book. I forgot the author.
That's not Robert Greene.
That's I thought I had it.
Oh, Don Miguel. Don Miguel Ruiz is the author of that of Four Agreements.
Okay.
I feel like I've read it. I think I got it in my collection somewhere. I got my little library over here. I thought it was on my shelf, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a dope book. So if you like to read, definitely grab that book. I think it's on Amazon. Yeah, I think it's on Amazon too. And let me see.
We got to get our own Black bookstore, so we stop promoting them too.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be cool. Yeah. One of them says be impeccable with your words. Number 2 is don't take anything personal. 3, don't make assumptions and always do your best. That's those are the 4 that around it in the book. So yeah, if any of those piques your interest, I definitely would tell you to get that book, grab that book. But that's it. I thank you guys for having me on.
Hey man, appreciate you. Let the people know where they can find you and all your platforms.
Like I said, you can follow me on Shop Real Life with 1 L. You can DM me on there anytime with any ideas or, you know, any feedback, and anybody that wants to learn PAC School or anything, you can email me at Cameron Copeland 1422 at yahoo.com.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get into that PAC School because it's my first time hearing about that part of it. So
yeah, definitely.
And we're going to have to put together a little crypto class and all that type of stuff.
Definitely. Yeah. That'll be awesome. I'm with it.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this week's episode of the Parallel Paths podcast. As always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.